então. Vamos, motoqueiro. Meu Deus do céu, cara.
On March 24, 2023, flash floods hit Itapema, St. Catherine. Floods are caused by heavy rains flooded the city's drainage system, causing roads and waterlogged buildings. According to reports, the flood waters rose quickly, catching many residents off guard. A number of people were stranded in their homes or trapped inside vehicles, while others were forced to flee to higher place. Most affected environment impacts are Areial, Várzea, Casa Branca, São Bento, Canto Praia, Sertão do Trombudo and Jardim Tavares. The situation is the same in Camboriú, where the neighborhood the most affected were Monte Alto and Jardim Europe. According to the city's civil defense, in 6 hours it rained 69.7 millimeters. Several walks in the neighborhood Jardim Europa, São Francisco, Centro and Monte Alegre still submerged in floods this Thursday morning. The family had to be rescued by the Civpol in Rua Rio Amazonas. He was taken to a friend's house. The civil defense of Itapema continues to monitor and serve the population. In the last 12 hours an accumulation of 182 millimeters was recorded. Many streets register flooding, tree falls and landslides. The Coordinated Actions Group GRAC with representatives from all the municipal government departments, the military police and the fire department was activated and continues to act since dawn. A temporary shelter was set up in the hall of the Cristo Rey Chapel in Barro Maurice and teams are already on duty to receive possible homeless people. Classes on the municipal education network were cancelled at all CMs and schools, as well as sports schools and cultural workshops at all service centers. In the health area, the UBS Marides to Rua 406H1 and Jardim Praia are closed this Thursday, the UBS Center Maya Praia to closed in the morning. The other UBS and also the 2 series continue with compromised service, due to the difficulty of professionals to arrive at the place or who had homes affected. Emergency responders and volunteers worked around the clock to rescue those who were stranded or in danger. They used boats and helicopters to reach people in hard-to-reach areas and to transport them to safety. In the aftermath of the flood, damage to homes, businesses and infrastructure was extensive. Many roads were washed out and debris was strewn across the city. They also caused power outages and disrupted water and sewage services. The local and national authorities have declared a state of emergency and are working to provide aid and support to those affected by the flood. Evacuation centers have been set up to provide temporary shelter and supplies to those who have been displaced from their homes. The flood in Itapema serves as a reminder of the devastating impact that natural disasters can have on communities. While it is impossible to prevent all natural disasters, there are steps that can be taken to mitigate their effects and to ensure that communities are prepared to respond in times of crisis. One important step is to invest in infrastructure that can withstand extreme weather conditions such as floods and storms. This includes improving drainage systems, building sea walls and levees, and strengthening buildings and roads to make them more resilient to natural disasters. Another important step is to establish effective early warning systems and emergency response plans. These can help to alert residents to potential dangers and to coordinate rescue and relief efforts in the aftermath of a disaster. It is important to prioritize disaster preparedness and risk reduction in all aspects of community planning and development. This includes educating residents about the risks and potential impacts of natural disasters, and encouraging them to take steps to protect themselves and their families. In the coming days and weeks, the focus in Itapema will be on recovery and rebuilding. It is our hope that the community will come together to support one another and to emerge from this disaster stronger and more resilient than ever before.